Hi guys, welcome to my video. In today's segment of quick tips, I will be covering off color grading in Premiere Pro. I'll also cover in today's segment 2 of the new features that have just been released in April 2018, which are color matching and shot comparison. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy this video. Alright, so the first thing that I'm covering off is color grading, which is basically changing the look of your footage in Premiere Pro. So go ahead and click on any of your footage here, then up on the top, color, double click on color up the top, and this will pull out a new panel, the Lumetri color panel. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just close off all the other panels which I don't need here, just for this video so we can see what we're doing. Okay, cool. So all we have left now is a program monitor with the footage that we will be editing with the color panel here. Alright, so go ahead and click on one of the footage that is inside of the timeline. As you can see, I have my playhead that is resting on the corresponding footage, okay? And then as you can see on the right hand side in the color panel here, I am hovering over the reset effect. So I'll just give you a quick insight into how this looked before I edited this. You can also click on the FX bypass option, which will allow you to toggle the effects on and off. So as you can see in the before and after, I have changed it quite a bit, okay? Alright, so I'll go through all the options on the right hand side, which you can correct, okay? So you have basic correction, you have creative, you have curves, and then there's a new one called color wheels and match, which we will talk about shortly. Alright, so let's get straight into it. So if you want to open them up, just go ahead and click on the title. So I've just clicked on basic correction here. So the first thing is you have an input LUT. Okay, so these are some presets that are available for you if you wanted to go ahead and click on them. So I'll demo here right now. And they are presets that are already created and available for you to use. So I'm just flicking through a few of them and you can see the changes applied immediately. Alright, next let's go ahead and click on creative, and again you do have an option for looks, and inside of looks, as you can see in the brackets there, you have quite a few looks that have been generated by Adobe themselves. So you can click on them, and then in this little thumbnail you can go ahead and click on the arrows so you can see what they look like before applying them to your footage. Okay, so next my favorite bits, so these are the adjustments that I tend to use and adjust it myself. Okay, so let me just take away the timeline, just minimize that a bit so we can just see the footage clearly. Alright, so under adjustments you have options to move the scrub across for the faded film, you can sharpen it, you can change up the vibrance, you can change up the saturation, etc. Okay, so similar to Lightroom or any of the photo editing apps if you're used to editing photos, say for Instagram or anything else. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Just go ahead and scrub across them. Next, you have an option to adjust the curves as well. Okay, so if you wanted to adjust it, go ahead and move your cursor and place points on there and just see what you think looks great for you. Alright, there's color wheels and match, but we'll talk about that shortly. Alright, so pretty straightforward. That's all that there is for color grading. You can go wild if you wanted to and just adjust your footage for what you think looks good, okay? Alright, let's take a look at two of the new features that have just been released. Okay, so the first one is comparison view, and this is under the color wheel and match. Okay, so in here you can now split the program monitor display to compare the look of two different clips or the look of a single clip before applying an effect. Okay, so essentially on the left hand side here is where you can pick up a reference from anywhere on the timeline. What's amazing about comparison view is you can pretty much match any color between two shots. So you know how I was color grading the first image, say, brought in the saturation of the grass. What I could do is just pop it on my reference window on the left hand side, and then while I'm trying to color grade on the right hand side, I can pretty much see that I'm matching it correctly, okay? So this takes us directly to the next cool feature where with a click of a button, you can literally click to match the color of what you've color graded in the reference screen. This new feature is powered by Adobe's own artificial intelligence, Adobe Sensei. So pretty amazing stuff. Alright, so as you can see in my left reference window, I have one of the footage which has a yellowish warmer tone, okay, so I quite like that. And as you can see on the right hand side of the footage that I will try and edit, it is quite a colder tone, okay, so I'm just trying to match the two. I'm just flicking through the little view buttons at the bottom, okay, so the comparison views that you view them, say horizontally or vertically. So I'll just pop back to the original one here. So under the color wheel and match heading here, you have an option for face detection, okay, so if you had a face in there, you can actually match skin tones. Pretty cool stuff. But since I don't, I'll just uncheck that. So just showing you the actual footage that's highlighted in the timeline here, and all I'm going to do now is click on the apply match button and pay attention to the right hand side, and you will see that it will match it against the reference image footage on the left hand side. And just like that. Pretty amazing, right? So I'll go ahead and click on the vertical split. Okay, so essentially this just allows you to drag a splitter back and forth across the image to sort of onion skin the difference so you can see the comparison with both footage. Okay, so pretty cool stuff. And then if you wanted to fine tune it, you can go ahead and play with the color wheel options at the bottom with highlights, etc. Okay. Alright, so I'm just playing the footage now, and as you can see, all the color grading has been applied to match the footage just with a click of a button with our reference footage on the left. Alright, so that's it for today's quick tips segment in Premiere Pro with color grading and covering the new features. Hope you enjoyed that. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, and don't forget to subscribe. Alright, see ya.